In the last video, we talked about keychain / pen lights. In this video, I'm going to talk about pocket / work / duty lights. And we will follow the same format as the previous videos. We're going to talk about number 1, how much is it? Number 2, what's in the box if I still have it? Number 3, how many lumens and what's the throw? Number 4, what are the features of the light and what do I like and what do I not like? Number 5, what does it look like when you try to light up a room torch style? And number 6, what does it look like against the wall 5 feet away? I should add, if you're an emergency responder like me, and you work night shifts, I mean, even if you work day shifts, you should still have a light. This is the perfect video for you. Flashlight number 1, where is it? Oh, there it is. Flashlight number 1 that I'm going to talk about is the LA Police Gear L1. This light is $60. In the box, it came with a lanyard, a nylon holster, a cheap nylon holster that I no longer have. These run on the ever popular CR123A batteries. I'm not really a fan of CR123A batteries, even though I have had this light for a long time. They're expensive and they don't really last that long, in my opinion. This light has 3 settings at 5 lumens, 300 lumens, and 500 lumens, and has a beam distance of 200 meters. It appears or feels like it's cheaply made because the batteries aren't really like cushioned inside there. You can hear them rolling around. But you know what? I carried this flashlight for a long time and beat the crap out of it, as you can see. A little rubber tail switch that I, after so many times of use have actually ripped. 1 single LED. And yeah, I basically stopped carrying this light because I got tired of buying CR123A batteries and the rechargeables weren't even lasting that long. I'm going to say I was switching out the rechargeable CR123A batteries once every other week. But it's still a good quality light. Here's what it looks like lighting up the room. And then this is what it looks like against the wall. Next light from my favorite company, Olight. This is the M1T Raider. When it's available, you can buy the M1T Raider for about $40. In the box comes the flashlight, a battery, the clip, and a lanyard. I should add that Olight makes really nice products, and they really think about their customers. For example, here's the lanyard that it comes with, and on the end it has what they call a pin tool. You can use this to feed it through that tiny little hole on the end of the flashlight in order to get the lanyard on there. I'm not really a fan of lanyards, but it's really nice that they thought of it. The M1T Raider has 3 settings: 5 lumens, 500 lumens, 300 lumens, and a max beam distance of 145 meters. This also comes with a dual-sided clip like the i3T EOS. This one I can also comfortably clip to the front of my hat and not really feel the weight of it. It's got 1 rubber tail cap. This they're calling double helix grip, and also comes with a battery. This is a CR123A battery. I know, I just got done bashing CR123A batteries, but these batteries made by Olight, the CR123A, or I think they call them CR123A batteries, have the micro USB rechargeable recharging port directly on the battery. Just like with the i1R EOS, if you plug in the micro USB cable on the top, you'll see a little LED indicator. Red for is charging and green for I'm done charging. It's been my experience that these batteries hold up a whole lot better than any other rechargeable batteries I've used in flashlight. Maybe I'll buy a couple extra and put them back in my L1. I mean, Olight makes really good products. I just really like this one. Here, let me put it next to the i3T EOS. It's just a little bit wider but provides more light for almost the same size. It's also a little bit more comfortable to hold in the hand. I can't really think of any cons about this flashlight. So here it is lighting up the room, and here it is against the wall. Next light, and this light ties it for my favorite light in my entire collection by, you guessed it, none other than Olight, the S1R Baton II. As you can see, it's just over 2 inches long and less than an inch wide. You can get the S1R Baton II for $65. It's got several settings. The first one being the moonlight setting, which is 0.5 lumens. Then you have 12 lumens, 60 lumens, 600 lumens, the turbo mode of 1000 lumens, and if you triple tap, strobe. At 1000 lumens, the S1R Baton II has a beam distance of 145 meters. In the box, you get the light. It came with a little patch by Olight, the rechargeable battery that's in the light, and a magnetic USB recharging cable, which looks like this. You can get this light for $65. With the magnetic rechargeable cable, all you have to do is get it close to the light. It connects to the tail cap like so. The charging cable turns red on the end here for charging and then turns green when it's done charging. This light also came with a fancy little pouch that I am slowly growing a collection of and filling with things other than flashlights. This thing is super small, super pocketable. The grip here feels, or this machine grip actually feels really nice in the hand. You throw this in your pocket, you forget it's there until you need it. And for it being such a small flashlight, oh my god, is it bright. It's got the dual-sided clip. This one I can also put on my hat, but this one I can feel the weight a little bit more, but it doesn't weigh my hat down. It's got a little LED indicator on the button itself. Green means that the battery charge is over 60%. If it's orange, the battery charge is between 10 and 60%, and if it's red, it's less than 10%. Why would you let your light get down that low? Anyway, here's what it looks like lighting up the room, and here's what it looks like against the wall. Next light, you could argue it's its bigger brother, and this is the light that is tied with the S1R Baton II for first place on my favorite flashlights list. And, well, it's the S2R Baton II. Pretty much just like the S1R Baton II, but a little bit bigger and has a bigger battery. You can get this light for $69, and it also has several lumen settings. First one being... oh, my bad. I forgot to tell you what came in the box. It's pretty much the same as the S1R Baton II. You get the light, the battery, a charging cable. The package that I got also came with the Olight patch. This one comes with 2 clips, a blue one and a black one, and the charging cable. Now let's go through all the modes. First setting is moonlight at 0.5 lumens. There you go. Then you have 15... 120, 400, and the turbo mode 1150. In turbo, this has a beam distance of 132 meters. Odd. The S1R Baton II has a beam distance of 145, reaches longer than the S2R Baton II. This light has the same type of machining on the side, on the handle. This one is easier to notice in your pocket, but is small enough to sit in the corner of your pocket. And this one is also USB rechargeable. All the same things I love about the S1R Baton II, just a little bit bigger and lasts a little bit longer. Oh, and it's slightly brighter. But here it is lighting up the room, and here it is against the wall. Next light is the upgrade to the S2R Baton II, and it's the Olight Baton Pro. I got it in the limited edition blue. In the box, you get the flashlight, the battery in the flashlight, a clip, the cable, a pouch. The Baton Pro is $90 and was just recently released. I think a month or two ago. This has similar settings to the S2R Baton II, starting with a 5 lumen moonlight mode. Compare that real quick. That's moonlight on the Baton Pro, and then on the S2R Baton II, that's what moonlight looks like on that. Personally, I like the half lumen moonlight mode, but you know, to each his or her own. Here it is on 5 lumens, then 30, 120, 600, and a turbo of 2000 lumens. On 2000 lumens, it's got a beam distance of 132 meters. And just now, with it shining against my hand like that, I can feel the palm of that hand getting super hot. Actually, I had turned this on and put it down on the table by accident head first. And when I picked it up off the plastic table, it had actually melted the table. Put a little melted hole right on my plastic table. Again, this is just like the S2R Baton II, just more powerful and a slightly bit larger. And here is the Baton Pro lighting up the room and against the wall. Next up is a light that I often carry at work. I rotate between this one and the light I'm going to talk about after, and it's the M2R Warrior. Now they just came out with a new flashlight called the Warrior M2R Pro, but I don't have that one because I'm actually quite happy with this one. The M2R Warrior is $90, and in the box it comes with the battery, a lanyard, the cable, this nylon holster, and a patch. Let's go through the settings. On moonlight, this light is 1 lumen, next 15, 60, 250, 700, and turbo is 1500. This also has a strobe mode and has a throw of 208 meters. This comes with a dual-sided clip. Sorry folks, this one's too big to hang off your hat, but sometimes I hang this off of my epaulet and hang it right here. So then I have light pointed down at whatever I'm working on. One single LED, a slightly crenulated bezel. It's got a side switch, and the reason why I like to carry this at work, the tail switch, which is also magnetic USB rechargeable. Right here on the cap you can see you push it down halfway for momentary and all the way for all the way on. In this clip you can also put it on this way if you'd like to deep carry this in your pocket. Most of the time though, I keep this in the holster. And added bonus from experience, this light, the magnet on the tail switch of this light is strong enough to hold the light upright, and which I've had to do many times when, say, you're in an apartment building. So I just take this light and stick it up against the wall somewhere, or on something metal facing up, to use it as a torch, like a torch to light up the room, and then we have light. In some cases, this flashlight's actually been brighter than whatever light they had in that room. It's amazing. Since we're talking about using it to light up a room, this is what it looks like lighting up the room. And here it is against the wall. Next up is the light that the other light that I carry at work. If I'm not carrying the M2R Warrior, then I'm carrying this, the Seeker 2 Pro, also by Olight. As you can see, it's a little bit shorter and a little bit wider than the M2R Warrior. This flashlight is $110. Out of the box comes the flashlight, the battery, a lanyard, and the cable. And the reason that I do not carry this as my primary duty light is because it does not have a tail switch. It only has a side switch. But you know, it's based on my mood, that thing. Let's go through the lumens. Moonlight is 5 lumens. Then you got 50, 300, 1200, and turbo is 3000. It also has a strobe. This one has 3 LEDs, a also somewhat crenulated bezel, and feels really nice in the hand. The Seeker 2 has a beam distance of 220 meters. This is a really good light. Like I said, I would carry it all the time if it just had a tail switch. But here it is, lighting up the room. And then against the wall. The last light in this lineup is the upgrade to the Seeker 2, and it's the Seeker 2 Pro. What makes it a Pro? We'll get into that in a little bit. The Seeker 2 Pro is $150. In the box, you get the flashlight, a battery, an Olight patch, a cable, and this one also came with an L-dock and a longer charging cable. Let's go through the lumen settings. They're pretty much the same as the Seeker 2, except when you get to the turbo, you have, instead of 3000 lumens on turbo, you have 3200 lumens. But let's go through it real quick. 5 lumens, 50, 300, 1200, 3200. For reference, here's 3200 and here's 3000. Doesn't look like much of a difference. Why is this Pro? Because it comes with this fancy grip on both sides. Honestly, I couldn't really tell the difference between this one or that one. They both feel the same when you're busy. It comes with 3 LEDs, the same type of crenulated bezel, and the extra part is here on the button. The flashlight tells you how much charge is in the battery via these 4 LED lights. And then on the left side here, depending on which mode you're on, the LEDs will tell you which lumen level you're at. This has a beam distance of 250 meters, which is the farthest of all of the lights that we're talking about today. This is also USB rechargeable. Same charger for all the lights that have magnetic recharging, except for another light that we're going to get to in the next video. This one also came with a holster, which is the same size and type as the holster for the M2R Warrior. In my experience though, putting the Seeker 2 Pro in this holster is a little difficult sometimes. You really gotta shove it in there and then push these two together. I have a difficult time doing this one-handed. And usually when I need a light at work, I only have one hand free. Again, if this light had a tail switch, I would carry this light all the time. All the time. Even when I'm not at work. But I got the desert tan to match my military uniform because I like to match. Anyway, here is the Seeker 2 Pro lighting up the room. And then against the wall. Seriously, you might think I'm crazy. I actually really do have a heated debate with myself about what flashlight I'm going to carry to work or carry during the day. Would it make me foolish if there were days that I actually carried more than 1 or 2 or 3 flashlights? All of these lights get the job done. But you know, it's all about being prepared. Really quick, I'm going to throw up on the screen what all the lights look like against the wall, right? What all the lights look like against the wall side by side so you can compare the lights that way. And going back to my first video when I was talking about how I couldn't see where I was going when we had no power, I wish I had these lights. Because on top of them being USB rechargeable, I also have a drawer full of portable USB chargers that I keep charged at all times. On top of that, some of them have solar panels on them, which I've been testing recently. That's a future video. down the road. And I also have a large solar panel so that I could charge the lights as I go. But I'll talk about that later on. So anyway, are you a first responder? What flashlights do you carry? I know a big popular brand out there is Streamlight, and we'll talk about that in the next video. But I'm curious to know, what is everybody carrying? Maybe I'm just biased, maybe I should start looking at other flashlights, but you know what, Olight is just, I'm obsessed. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and until I see you in the next video, if you prepare for the worst, you'll be ready for anything.